everybody, I'm back and I'm here to talk about a book called Holes by Louis Sachar and show you an Easton Press signed edition, Easton Press signed modern classics version of this book. Now this is a book that I found out about after a movie that I saw years ago. I don't remember what year it was. Whatever year the movie Holes came out with Shia LaBeouf and Sigourney Weaver. I was at a movie theater and I was early for a show I wanted to see. So I bought the ticket, went in and said, man, I got an hour before my showtime. I walked into one of the movies that was already playing. It just started. It was called Holes. I watched 45 minutes or so of that movie and then I left and I went and watched whatever movie it was that I was there to see. And I went years later. I started thinking, man, I never did finish that movie Holes. Maybe I should watch it. So I watched that movie and I liked it a lot. And it was after that movie that I realized it was based on a book by Louis Sachar. This book, I think, came out in '98. It came out after I'd already graduated from high school and moved on and got a job and was all grown up and all that kind of stuff. So it was after my time. But I'm told that the youngins, the next generation after me, this was a book that pretty much all kids read. It's sort of a kid's book, but it's not exactly a children's book. I read this, I was all grown up, and I really dug it. So it's a fun book, and it's about kids. So I guess that kind of makes it a kid's book. It's clean. It's not bad, evil stuff that you can't let your kids read about. So it was good. Anyway, I liked the book a lot. I liked the book a lot more than I liked the movie, which I thought was good. But essentially, this kid named Stanley Yelnats is at Camp Green Lake. Camp Green Lake has no lakes, and it's no fun. And there's some people that are pretty hard on you, and all day long, you got to dig holes. Holes that are as deep, whatever, something like 5 feet deep, 5 feet wide holes. Stanley ended up at Camp Green Lake because he got in trouble. His whole family is cursed with bad luck because of his no good, dirty, rotten, pig stealing great-great-grandfather screwed up many years ago and got a curse put on the whole family. So in this book, there's multiple curses. Stanley Yelnats was in the wrong place, wrong time, ended up getting busted for stealing shoes, and he goes to court. He goes to before the judge, and the judge says you can go to jail basically for kids, or you could go to Camp Green Lake. And Stanley, he comes from a poor family, so he says, hey, I've never been to camp. Sounds like fun. Doesn't take him long to learn it ain't no fun at Camp Green Lake. Anyway, without spoiling the plot of this story, Stanley has a lot of stuff to overcome. He has to survive the kids. He has to survive the warden and the people at camp that are running Camp Green Lake. He has to survive a curse. He makes friends with a kid known as Zero, and he has to try to kind of protect Zero, and Zero kind of helps him out as well. And so this is a fun story. It's kind of light. It's for kids, so it's usually pretty light. But it's a fun story. Had a good time reading it. A pretty quick read. I think I want to say 230-ish pages, somewhere around there. But Stanley is trying to overcome what his family is. His family's got this curse. It's kind of a joke. But every bad thing that happens to every member of that family over all the generations ends up getting blamed on the curse. He's got to overcome the curse of the family, the bad luck of the family. Everything is always wrong. Got to kind of try to overcome that. And that's part of his plight. So he's got the curse. He's got another curse also that he has to overcome. Like I said, he's got the camp, he's got the kids, he's got the people running the camp, all these bad things against him, and you got to read the book to find out what happens next. It's an easy read. I strongly recommend it. I dug it. I only read it because the movie was kind of fun. So I read the book and I liked it a lot better. Good movie, great book, strongly recommend it. Easton Press came out with a signed Modern Classics version, signed by the author, Louis Sachar. I've got nothing from the author other than a reader copy of the paperback book that I keep just dug out of the closet. Let's take a look and see what it's all about. Easton Press, I've shown you before, they ship books in these boxes. They're not that big, but they roll up cardboard on the ends, so you got a hollow spot on both ends, which does a pretty good job of protecting the corners. And you can see, hopefully, it paid off for me this time, because this box has taken a bit of a beating, a little more than most of them tend to do. I've already cut that. Why are you going to cut it twice? That's even the wrong end. So let's open this up, see how we came out, see how my book looks, and see what all we got in there. Typically, these signed Modern Classics anymore don't come with interior illustrations. You might get a frontispiece that's got a picture on it, but they're not chock full of artwork like a lot of the Easton Press titles are. Some of the older books did, but lately they don't seem to have them. They're selling a signed book, and they ship them in a shrink wrap. The plastic is for shipping. It doesn't go on my shelves, so I'm going to take that off with my trusty hunting knife. And there's a thing, see, I got a sharp edge on a knife. It's sharp, and I'm trying to cut this plastic off the book, and it's so close to the book it would be very easy to damage the book with a knife. But I've got a secret for getting this plastic off with the knife without damaging the book. The secret is you cut the plastic, you don't cut the book. And if you're able to do that, you will never, ever, ever damage the book with a knife. So that's how I do it. Other people might do it different ways, but that's my methodology. And then sometimes you just got to get physical. I had a football coach used to always say that. He yelled, "Get physical, get physical." And of course, my response was, "Hey, coach, if I could, I would." That guy's tough, though. Anyway, let's get this mother open, see how she looks. Getting savage on it now. Get this plastic off because I want to see Holes by Louis Sachar. I want to see what a Louis Sachar autograph be looking like. I want to see what a Louis Sachar autograph looks like. And there's the artwork on the cover. One of the things that people note about Easton Press, they'll say, I got it upside down. There you go. There's the art. It's funny. It looks the same one way or the other. But people will talk about Easton Press books, and I've even heard somebody say it recently. You've seen one, you've seen them all. And maybe at a distance, I've got a leather-bound book with a ribbed spine. And it's got gold gilt inlaid print on it. And the covers, they got designs. Some of the covers will have stuff very specific to the book. These lizards play a major role in the book. And some of them will just have some fancy designs. They look like high-end, old, classic books. And then typically on the spines, you'll have some artwork. There's the shoes that start off this whole problem. Wrong place, wrong time. And this one will say signed edition there. But I love them. I love the way they look. I love the way they feel. I love the quality. Leather-bound books, 22 karat gold gilded page ends, a built-in satin or silk ribbon marker. We got a lot of stuff here. Let's first things first. Let's what is first? First things are first. What's the first thing? Let's start here. All right, so among the stuff that comes with it is a note about Holes and the author Louis Sachar. Very nice. I don't know how well you can see texture or the quality of paper that is, but it feels like letterpress printing. A little bit about the book and the author, and then a certificate of authenticity, which is signed by Louis Sachar. So you get technically 2 signatures. Can you see that? You get multiple signatures, but you get a couple Louis Sachar signatures. Carla Sachar, don't know who she is, but thanks for signing on. Both these were signed June 23rd, 2019. And then Jeffrey P. O'Neill, publisher, Easton Press. So a nice little certificate. Cool addition to go with the book. This is a signed Modern Classics. And there's our end papers, a fancy design, a neat little texture. I said they typically don't come, these signed modern editions typically don't come with a lot of illustrations. Start at the beginning. Keep putting it upside down. But we'll see. We'll see what's in here. I don't know. Here is our signature page and signature by the author. This leather-bound edition of Holes is personally signed by Louis Sachar. S-A-C-H-A-R, Sachar, right? There's our title page. Holes, and then the author's name. Signed collector's edition, bound in genuine leather, the Easton Press, Norwalk, Connecticut. I'm going to look through here briefly, see if there are any interior illustrations. None advertised, and in my experience, the most modern Easton Press editions have none in them. But I'll check. How would you like to have a book sitting on a shelf for years and years and not know what's in it? But just as I thought, no real artwork of any kind included in this book. A beautiful signed edition of a terrific book that I strongly recommend you read. With that being said, I can think of no more lies to tell, so I'm just going to let you go with this. C'est la vie, baby.